Namaste and welcome to Auroville Calling episode 11. Today we have with us Miss Mint from Korea, and she has been in Auroville for 7 years. She's recently had a wonderful idea, and that is why we are here to discuss how we collaborate and bring more and more people from Korea to join Auroville and to make this dream come true. Auroville Calling has been an effort from us to engage with the world, to engage with fellow beings who are aligned to the purpose of Auroville, to the vision of Mother and Sri Aurobindo, and we have with us Mr. Williams from the admissions team. Before we begin, we would like to do Sri Aurobindo's Gayatri Mantra, and then we will begin the conversation. Om Tat Savitur Varam Rupam Jyotih Parasya Dhimahi Yannah Satyena Deepaye Satyena Deepaye Om Tat Savitur Varam Rupam Jyotih Parasya Dhimahi Yannah Satyena Deepayet Satyena Deepayet. So welcome to our show, and thank you for agreeing to join us for this conversation today. So we will begin with asking you about your journey of how did you come to Auroville, how did you get to know about Auroville, and how did you connect to Mother and Sri Aurobindo? A little bit about that, please.
Yeah. So more than 10 years ago, I watched the one documentary about Auroville.
In Korea?
Yes.
Okay.
And then I thought, wow, there's this kind of community in the world. I was surprised. And I remember that one day, if I have time, I will visit there. And then after 3 years, there was one occasion, I have time. So, but I didn't remember the name or which country even. So, and I searched and I finally found it. I came for 1 month, 2018.
Okay.
Yes, it was 50 years
Wow.
of birthday.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I didn't know anything about Sri
50
Aurobindo
years.
mother.
Oh.
Yes,
That
50
was a
years,
coincidence.
nothing. So
Okay.
I remember free store, wallpaper, solar kitchen, something community life, because I was living in community in Seoul. So I love the community life. And I visited with my son and daughter for 1 month. And then I had to leave January 23rd before the
before the celebration.
celebration. So, and then Korean pavilion manager at the time, Haejung, I happened to meet her in the guest house, and then she said that she was organizing Asian Full Moon Festival.
Mm-hmm.
So if you want to help me, I can help you, something like this. So, okay. And then I thought, okay, maybe I can stay more and I can participate the 50 years birthday. And then I can help the pavilion event. So I canceled the flight ticket and extended more.
Wow.
And then, yes, I helped her to organize something, food and so on. It was nice. 300 people came.
Wow.
But, it was in the Tibetan pavilion. Yes, Korean, Chinese, Japan, all together, they worked together.
Asian festival.
Yes. Full moon festival.
Wow.
Yeah. First, the full moon in the year is very important to this.
Right.
Yeah. So, yeah, and then...
So you got into the community already?
Yes. Yes. And then I was in the bonfire.
Wow, so you got
50 years.
to attend that?
Yes.
Wonderful.
Wow, at the time I was shocked almost. Yes. Okay, this is another world. Yeah, and then I came back. I came back after 5-6 months later.
To be here?
Yeah, to be here. Because at that time I decided...
So you decided to just leave everything and come here?
Yeah.
In 5 months?
Yes.
Wow.
Because it was strangely, my daughter was 10th grade in school, and then she was attended in the alternative school, and then next 2 years was something internship courses, but it was not settled down. So I was thinking where she can go.
Wow.
And then there was the last school. I'm architect also.
Okay.
And then when I visited the last school, it was so beautiful. And then there was one Korean lady was with the principal of last school.
Jean.
Yes.
Right.
Yes, his wife is Korean.
Right, yes.
I just sent the email to Jang-il, can you visit the school and so on. And then suddenly she called me in Korea. So, okay, you can come. And then we went there, but every teacher was there to interview my daughter suddenly. So, okay, Jang-il said you can come to study here.
Wow.
But first they have to study English. So, okay, we will prepare, and then she can come. The school open was usually July, no? July. So we went back Korea, and then she was preparing to come here alone, actually, the first time to study. So she came alone, July. And then the Korean pavilion manager, she called me, do you have to come? She cannot stay alone here. Of course. I knew a little bit because at that time my husband didn't allow me and my son to come. Only my daughter is okay. So I have some excuse. Yeah. So
now I have to go.
Yeah, I have
for
to
the
go.
daughter.
Yeah.
Yes.
So I brought my son and me again together, and then I started a project.
Wow.
And then, yes, the Korean pavilion manager asked me to work for her. So, okay, I have her. And then I embarked to design the Korean pavilion building. I made several alternatives. And then she asked me to visit one university in Korea. There is some research project. And this is Aura project that is connected with the Auroville. So there was some project, Korea and Auroville connected together. At that time, there was AVI also.
In Korea?
Yes, yes, because there are some older Aurovillian returned to Korea, and then they organized some AVI. So some people visit here, and then they loved Auroville. There was connection, but it was, I think, something there is some confliction.
Okay,
Yeah.
so it did not become
something. Yes, yes, something. When I entered the pavilion, it was almost the end of something AVI organization. Yeah, so I started to live here, and I worked in Korean pavilion, and I worked another several plate design studio, upcycling studio here and there, and then search.
So that's the journey.
Yes.
So now that you mentioned pavilion, so William ji, if you can tell us about this international pavilion or the international zone where we are supposed to have pavilions of every country and also of each state of India.
Yes.
So you said that you've also designed something, and you also mentioned before we started the conversation that there has been a land that has been marked for Korean pavilion.
Yes, actually, in the international zone for each of the countries, we will have space to create pavilions. And currently there are 4 pavilions. French pavilion, Korean pavilion, there is a European pavilion, which is a brotherhood pavilion like that.
Yes.
And one more African pavilion is also coming up. They
right.
have a plan.
Tibetan and Bharat
Tibetan
Niwas.
order, yes. And Bharat Niwas, it's primarily for Indian pavilion.
Right.
So recently I came to know about these things, and that time I Mint and two more people came to us. So through that I got this opportunity to make use of this pavilion to reach out the world also.
Yes.
So now currently we are actually going to different places and looking for people. But I think if we focus more on these pavilions inside Auroville, we can attract people, and we can project through these pavilions, attract people and bring them for a short period of volunteering or some even cultural events like that.
Yes.
So maybe I'd like to ask Mint, if through your pavilion, would it be possible to bring some people to exhibit Korean culture or architecture?
And for them to
something
get
like
introduced to Auroville, because I'm sure anybody who gets to know about a place like Auroville would love to come here, but they somehow don't find a way. So if you are the anchor, and you also mentioned that you are thinking, it's a seed, that you want to have AVI Korea. And so if that seed is there, then we will be very happy to provide support of any kind, that you can open it and make it fruitful, and then be our anchor over there. Introduce people to Auroville, to Mother and Sri Aurobindo's vision for humanity. And if you can bring people in, even in the form of retreat, that come and experience Auroville. We're not saying you come and join Auroville, because how can that happen without you feeling that? So if you have these things in your mind, what would you think about it? Does this excite you at all?
Yes, recently there was a project about psychic being.
Okay.
Have you heard about that?
No. Here in Auroville?
Yes, here.
Okay.
Yes. Dan was doing this psychic being.
Okay.
There was individually, he had interviewed with the people, Auroville, about psychic being. And then Korean group and French group, and then Indian group from Tamil, and then Spanish, each national, or women's group, youth group. There are so many groups he interviewed about the psychic being. So he approached me to do the psychic being about psychic being with the Korean people.
Okay.
So I invited Korean Aurovillian, me and several people, and then someone who visited Auroville, but now they are staying in Korea. So I organized, and the 6 persons together, we talk about in Korean about the psychic being.
But was this online or they came here? Online.
Yeah,
Okay.
we did online.
So they live there in Korea, and
Yes.
now they are connected to Auroville.
Yes. And then at that time, we felt very nice because psychic being, the term is from through window, but we can translate another word. Each country, each people have their own psychic being. But some people recognize it, they know it, but another word.
Words.
Yeah.
Yes.
So we should not diminish.
Absolutely.
Yeah. So we talk about this story, and then it was so nice. They wanted to connect more. So I thought at that time it was the first idea. I can make some new AVI, new generation, new people, new connection. So I asked them. They said yes.
Okay.
So this May I will go to Korea, and then I want to meet them again. So how to organize and so on.
Wonderful.
Yes.
So also from the governing board now, we have this thing approved, which is called Auroville International Information Center, which we are supposed to have across the globe in each country and also in all the states of India. So if now that in May you are visiting, if you can find a place, a physical space where there's a building and you want to, register it as AVI or Korea, or you want to call it Auroville International Information Center, then we have a particular document ready of what all the center can have and how you become, like a light for us to represent Auroville in Korea. And if you want to, through your center, bring people to Auroville, basically it will be like hand holding for them. They will not come here feeling overwhelmed. And another thing is that we are very happy to now connect to universities and colleges because we want young people to come to Auroville. Spirituality is not a post-retirement plan. So you sent your daughter so early, which is such a refreshing thought, and that too all by herself. I will have to ask you after this that how did you get the courage to do that, to send your daughter to a different country, because probably when you came here you might have found that kind of a love in this entire environment of Auroville, which is very much prominent. So we can get you a letter which authorizes AVI Korea to go to universities and to bring in people for internships. Now in higher education, students can take credit courses outside the university. And it doesn't have to be related to their specific stream and subject. So even if they're doing in engineering or say design, they can take up something related to physical fitness, something related to music, something related to sustainability, and they can come here, do their 6 months credit course, and they get those credits in their master's final degree. So for that, if they want to come here through universities and colleges, we will be very happy, because Auroville was actually made for education. We are registered under the Ministry of Education. So we can, through the central government and through our office, signed by the secretary, we can give you this letter. And that authorizes your AVI Korea or the organization to contact universities and to bring in students over here. And regarding visa also, we have Mr. Koshi. He is a senior consultant in Auroville Foundation. And as you know that there is only Auroville in the entire world, this one spiritual community for which the government of India has been so supportive that we have a special visa, and that you can renew it again and again and again, and you get a 5-year extension every time. So any queries related to or any difficulty related to visas, we have a person who will make the process absolutely easy for you. So that is the commitment from our side that we want to make. Also now we have this admissions team. Earlier when people would come, they would not know if suppose a group of 50 students come to Auroville, out of them say 5 of them would want to live here for an extended duration. But they would not know how to go about it. What is volunteering period? What is a newcomer period or duration process? So for that we have Mr. William and the entire team. So if
actually, Mint came as a newcomer through my office.
Oh,
so
wow.
I met her as a newcomer when I was working there.
Okay.
And similarly, she should be knowing all the process entirely. And we have a structure, the entry service. Now it's an admission team. So we now actually we welcome the volunteer as well as newcomers to make it one place for to serve both the volunteers as well as newcomers. So it will be easy journey for anyone who wants to come to Auroville and start the spiritual quest already.
And we don't say that, if you come here, you leave your life, you leave your family, or you leave your outside, or, desires or accomplishments. You can do all of that. Spirituality is not, this is not, Sri Aurobindo's way is not the ascetic path that you have to close your eyes to reality. In fact, you embrace everything. So if students want to come here and suppose someone wants to come here and do a course in design, or conscious fashion or sustainability, we have so many options. So they can stay here for an extended duration, even if they don't want to become an Aurovillian, because that is not a condition for anybody. We cannot lay that condition. So that is also something absolutely possible. We want youngsters to join Auroville, to come to Auroville. So these are some things that you can probably keep in mind when you're going to Korea and to discuss it with this team. And if you have your queries, or what is this International Information Center, we are also in a process of preparing that document. So we will give we will give that to you. We will also give you a list of internships. What are the possible internships subject-wise that we have? And if that can go through your center to the universities, then I'm very sure a lot of people would want to come to our home.
Yeah, actually, Mint told me that she plans to set aside a part of her house for this center kind of thing.
In Korea?
Possible in Korea, of course.
Yes, absolutely.
You have an office, or you plan to have an office like that?
And then recently I heard one monk in Korea. He is famous monk. He used to come to Auroville. He is photographer. So he had a photo exhibition in Tibetan Pavilion 2 times.
Okay.
And so somehow he related with Auroville. And then now recently he moved one big famous temple in Seoul.
Okay.
So I sent the email to him. Is it possible to have a small space for the Sri Aurobindo and the Auroville Information Center? Now I heard that he is in China. So He said when he come back, he will check.
Wonderful.
I
If
hope.
that turns out to be true and if he agrees, then that would be fantastic, because our requirement is not a huge building, just a small space.
Connection.
Just, the people come, get the information. If you have slightly bigger space, probably you can hold a few people and some retreats, some talks, tell them about Auroville. Of course, we will give you a lot of digital information also, that you can ask them to go to this link and you will get to know about Auroville. But if there is a physical presence of somebody in the center, that makes a huge difference. So these are the things that we wanted to discuss with you.
Yes, because my friend from Europe, she said she visited the Berlin Auroville Center and then some place. And then this kind of experience, she said it was great. When she was there, she saw young boy. He was 16 years old, but now she could see. Now he is working in the Matir Mandir, 25 years old or something, after 10 years. So it was, and then Nairobi also, they have one Auroville center. No? How many Auroville centers in the world?
Yes.
Do you know?
No, but I have heard that there are more than 400 to 500. I mean, we still don't have the data.
500.
Yeah, we don't have the data, but small. Not all of them are huge, but small centers we have across. I mean, there are people who have, kept one room in their apartment or in their house, which they've made it into a center.
Yes.
So that is also, we're considering that also as a center.
Yes.
In fact, some small centers have a very wide reach.
Through Sri Aurobindo Society, people have opened centers.
Right. Sri Aurobindo Society centers.
Like the mothers and Sri Aurobindo's devotees have set up all the centers.
Yes,
And
probably.
they have a connection with Auroville, so they promote or
Yes.
discuss, get together and discuss about Auroville also.
Yes,
The place in India called Odisha, we have 60,000 Pathya Chakras, which is like study circuits. And they are not just fluff. I mean, they really meet, discuss, and they take Mother and Sri Aurobindo to the villages of Auroville. And how dedicatedly they work for Mother Sri Aurobindo. They have a very different view of, dedication. That it's not that I have found out this beautiful thing, so I'll read and I'll feel. They feel that it's their responsibility to take it to people who do not know about it. So that is Orissa. And similarly, we have in many places, Gujarat is full of so many centers of Mother and Sri Aurobindo. So if something formal can come in Korea, I'm sure that we will have a lot of. I have a very beautiful image of Korea in my mind. I was telling you before our conversation that my visit to Korea, what I understood, I went there for a yoga conference. I bunked most of it because I wanted to see Korea. I've seen the countryside, I've seen the city, but one thing that I saw across Korea was their love for discipline. They value work and time. So I have not seen that kind of dedication in most of the places. And they have a very deep connection with India for some reason. So,
do you know the story?
Please share with us.
My family name is Kim.
Okay.
And then we have a king. Yeah? And then he married with the Indian princess.
Oh, wow.
She came with 7 brothers. And then 7 brothers became monk. So in the south of South Korea, there is one temple name is Seven Buddha Temple. This is the brother of this Indian princess.
Oh.
And then there is so many researches, the clothes, music,
Culture, yes, absolutely.
and so on. There's some very similar things, especially this South Korea. This area is connected with Indian princess. Yes.
So then we should build this relationship and make it more strong. And about having the pavilion. So we will also now take it up with Secretary Madam. Yes, and if you want to start your work of raising funds for the pavilion and how to go about it, now we have noted it down, so we will discuss it further.
And probably, what is your plan for the pavilion, Korean pavilions? Do you have anything in mind?
Do you have the structure?
Yes, we have the main architect, Ganesh Bala, And then he made a master plan, and then Korean pavilion also. I also involved the design. So several years back, it was a COVID time. So it was difficult to build up the building. So we planned to make some bamboo garden because Asia, China, Korea, and Japan has same the culture of the bamboo and then tea, something same common things. So we thought about the bamboo forest and the bamboo garden. So we wanted to make this bamboo garden first. And then, because this site is opposite of the language lab, there is an empty land. So first we built up some garden, beautiful garden, trees. It takes time to grow up the plant. And then later we can implant our architecture.
Physical center.
Yeah.
Yes.
But at that time somehow ATDs didn't give permission. They said they are planning some water catchment, water road, and so it's very complicated. So it was impossible to do something
at that time.
Yes.
But we will now again bring it on the table and we will see what the issues are and whether we can have it exactly there, and if for any actual practical reason we have to choose a different site, but I'm sure that they will be very happy to have a pavilion of Korea.
Yeah, definitely.
So we will definitely bring it on the table. We will discuss it, and if you can just write to us probably as a representative and someone who wants to do this, then we can take it formally also to our office.
Yes.
Yeah?
If the building is difficult, we really want to make some bamboo garden and forest and the water catchment, and then later on we have some fun. We can implement.
Sure. In fact, we will be very happy for the building also to come up because, see, housing for so many years has been such an issue in Auroville, and then with all the blockage that we had for 3 years, now we have won the case, and it's a real victory in so many ways that now we have to have construction. If we are saying that we want people from outside to come and live here while we don't have space for people to live, so no, we have to make space for people to live within Auroville and not just outside, depend on the village area. Of course, we are lucky that we have that, but now we must look forward to building spaces inside Auroville to welcome people to come and experience Auroville the way
And also, Mother specifically given emphasis on the pavilions. So when we create the pavilions, automatically we can showcase to the world, and the world human unity also will be established.
Absolutely.
Based on that.
Yes. So then we are now more keen. Now that you had the seat, so we are not letting you go unless you make the pavilion for us.
And also, if we have connection to Japan, so probably we want to bring one Japanese person and connect with Japan also.
Absolutely. If you know anybody who's there in Japan and is connected to Mother and Shobit or Auroville, please let us know, because Mother's connection and Mother's writings about Japan, that's also something very beautiful, and we would love to have a pavilion of Japan also. The cultures are very similar.
Yes, but before each country won't have their own pavilion. But last, the Andreas, the guideline of the international zone was one Asia, big one pavilion, and then small each country's space.
Right.
Something work together.
Sure. We will discuss this with ATDC also.
Yeah.
And we will share with you whatever the final plan is and how we can work around it.
Yes.
And please do pursue this AVI Korea and the pavilion, and we will not let you go. And thank you so much for agreeing to come on the show. Thank you so much. Anything else?
Yeah, thank you, Mint, for accepting our invite and coming today. So,
so now we look forward to all that we have discussed to actually, become reality. Yes. Thank you. So we end with one Om.
Yes.
Thank you so much for joining us. We will see you again in the next episode with another guest from another country. Namaste.